Hi there, welcome to the studio. My name is Robin Green. I'm the Refrigeration Product and Training Manager for FSW here in the UK. In this video, I'm going to give you an overview of 4 cordless vac pumps, 3 of which we stock and sell, 1 of which we don't. And all 4 of these I've been carrying out some speed tests by vacuuming out a small dumpy service cylinder. Just to give you some idea of the performance levels, okay? So let's start with the Makita first, because this is the order that they went in the speed test in, okay? So we've got the Makita DVP180Z. She comes, as you see here, basically what the industry call naked, which means there's no battery, there's no charger, there's no case. This is actually a 1.8 CFM pump, and all you get in the box is a little can of oil, enough to fill it up with, and you get this little adapter, because this fit in on the actual valve port. It must be 5/16 or something odd. I haven't fully checked, but they give you basically an adapter to get you to quarter, okay? Now the only problem I found with this is that when you put a battery on here, when you use the high flow or mega flow hoses, from Appion for example, or the half-inch internal diameter hoses, they struggle a little bit to actually get onto the port section. So in the video, on the speed test video, you'll notice I used a speed wide to give me a slightly different angle. So, but there we go. But that's a minor thing. If you're using 3/8 hoses or quarter hoses, which you shouldn't do, but you will get away with it, okay? So basically when you buy her, she's 1.8 CFM. And when I did the speed test with her, you're not expecting it to be the quickest vac pump. And the simple reason for that is, and not many people know this, is that it's only a single stage vac pump. It doesn't have the second stage to give you the depth of vacuum we need in the refrigeration industry, okay? So I'll go through the speed test at the end to give you some idea, but it wasn't the quickest by a long way, okay? So assuming you've got Makita batteries or cordless tools in your van, then this is an option. This is about 225 quid I've found online roughly, and this is 5th of January 2026 when I'm filming this video. This one is £300, this is 370, and this is £500, okay? So the Makita is the cheapest, but it's the cheapest for a reason, because it comes with no extras with it, no batteries, no charger, no case, okay? But a good option potentially if you've got Makita batteries, okay? But bear in mind, and the test will prove this at the end, that it is a single stage vacuum pump, okay? Now, then we come on to the new Jvac Colt vac pump. This is a 2 CFM vac pump, rather than this being 1.8. And it comes in this aluminium, quite a sturdy aluminium carry case. There is a belt with it for the shoulder strap, and it comes with 2 adapters. This one I've already fixed on using 2 screws, okay, that come with it. And this is the Makita adapter, and it also comes with a Milwaukee adapter, and you identify them by the little sort of abbreviations on the back to see which ones they are. You can also buy as an extra DeWalt and another brand which slips my mind at the moment, but another common make, okay? So when you run it, you basically put the Makita battery in, or like I said, DeWalt, depending on what you buy, or Milwaukee. She's got a solenoid valve, so if you lose the power or lose the battery power, you're going to hold the vac into the system, which is important. It's got 2 little ports, nice little angle on here, so it's easy to get the 3/8 hose on there, okay? 3/8 connection with the 1/2-inch internal diameter mega flow hoses, little quarter port on the top, and it's got a little valve on here, and I can't, let me just grab my glasses, okay, and it doesn't say what it is, so I'm unsure whether it's a ballast or whether it's for the oil fill. I mean, I actually filled it through the air filter port, but I'm not sure because there's no manual in any of the cases with it, and I can't find anything online with JAVAC. I'll speak to them, and when I find it, I'll put it in a link below on the YouTube video, okay? Yeah, nice quiet little vac pump, what you'd expect for a 2 CFM, very similar to the Navtech, lightweight, compact, and again, it comes without a charger. So this is, again, what you would call relatively naked. You've got the adapter, which allows you to do 2 Makita or Milwaukee out of the box, and then you can buy another 2 adapters, which is DeWalt and the other one. I'll put it up on the screen now for you. So yeah, nice little option, okay? Then the Jvac Colt is very similar to the Navtech NP2 DLM, which is also a 2 CFM, okay? Again, you've got 1/4 and 3/8 pickup points. There's a built-in shut-off valve inside, so you don't lose the vac in the system if you lose your battery power inadvertently, and very, very similar vacuum pumps. The difference with the Navtech for the extra 70 odd pounds, and bear in mind this is, you know, 2026, if you're watching this video in a few years, the prices will differ, okay? And the prices I'm quoting you are not inclusive of VAT, or UK VAT. It comes with, rather than an aluminium case, it comes with a nice little bag with it. Inside the bag you get a carry strap, you get the charger, the Navtech charger, you get your little tub of oil to fill it with, and you also get a 5 amp battery with the 2 CFM and a 9 amp hour battery with the 4 CFM, okay? This is the 4 CFM bag. The 2 CFM is identical, if not a little bit smaller, okay? So, lovely little vac pump. You know, both of these are very, very similar, and they will do a similar job. One is slightly faster than the other, but marginal. I'll explain that at the end. And then you've got the NP4 DLM from Navtech, which is, like I said, a 9 amp hour battery, a little bit more robust, got a little carrying hook or sling hook on there to get it up onto the roof. It is heavier than these two, and you know, I won't say considerably heavier, but obviously the bigger you go, it's double the size capacity, being 4 CFM, so you're going to therefore have the extra weight. Weight in the battery and the body and the motor. You've got a gas ballast valve on the side, and yeah, lovely little machines, these Navtech, no problem at all. Now let's look at the speed times, okay? So we're going to go Makita, Jvac Colt, 2 CFM Navtech, 4 CFM Navtech. So the Makita is our starting point, and I did the test in 2 points on the micron gauge. So I've gone to 2000 microns, which is 2 torr, and timed it. And then I've let the machine run, each machine run down to 500 microns and retimed it again, okay? Because ideally, you should be taking your systems down to 500 microns, okay? So Makita speed times, down to 2 torr or 2000 microns is 11 minutes, 24 seconds, okay? And this is using a small, dumpy green service cylinder, which is one of those. So I obviously use this to vac out on, so every test is the same, including using the same megaflow hose, which you'll see on the speed test video, okay, if you want to watch that as well. Basically, so we've got, on the Makita, we've got 11 minutes 24 seconds to 2 torr, and then down to half a torr, 500 microns, 15 minutes 19 seconds. 1.8 CFM, single stage. Let's move on to the Jvac Colt, which is a 2 CFM, 2 stage. Significantly reduced time. So we've gone from 11 minutes 24 down to 2 torr on the Makita, and the Jvac Colt has done 2 torr in 4 minutes 40 seconds. So considerably quicker, okay? Down to 500, okay, microns. She's gone from 15 minutes 19 on this one down to 7 minutes 9 seconds. So significant. And what's significant, I know you've got slightly 0.2 CFM larger on the Colt, but what you've got is that second stage. And to be fair with you, we only ever use 2-stage vacuum pumps in our industry. And I don't think many people are aware that this is only a single-stage vac pump. It does work, as you can see, but you're giving away that time. And also, you'll be able to do a lot bigger plant with these machines because they're second stage than you would ever be able to do with this Makita. But it does the job, okay? But it's obviously a lot slower, and you can't get the depth of vacuum that you're looking for, okay? So we know the Colt is 2 torr down in 4 minutes 40 seconds, 500 microns in 7 minutes 9 seconds. how did the Navtech 2CFM fare? Okay, so she was slightly quicker than the Jvac Colt down to 2-toe, or 2000 microns. She did it in 3 minutes 35 seconds, and down to 500 microns she did it in 6 minutes 44. Okay, not a lot in it between these two machines, but the Navtech nevertheless is quicker by a couple of seconds on the system. Okay, let's look at the 4CFM speed test times, because you're going to expect it to be quicker than any of these three, because obviously it's double the capacity. Well, at least 2.2 CFM bigger than the Makita. Okay, so vacuuming out the same little green cylinder I showed you, the Navtech 4CFM got a 2-toe, 2000 microns, in 2 minutes 19 seconds. So it wiped the floor with either of these machines, which you would expect, it would half the time, yeah, because it's twice the size capacity. Down to 500 microns in 4 minutes 25 seconds. So a little bit slower down to 500, but still massively quicker than both of these. Okay, so I'll put the speed test up on YouTube along with this video, so you can see a little bit more in depth if you want to look at the performance of each one's and how I went about doing the test. But it's a good overall view of the cordless range that FSW UK offer. So we stock the Colt, we stock the Navtech 2CFM, and we stock the Navtech 4CFM. We don't do the Makita, but because you engineers have asked me to do a little test and compare these three machines together, I bought one in just to test it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. It gives you some insight if you're interested in buying a if you're interested in buying a cordless vacuum pump. And if you watch the speed test videos, it'll give you some more in-depth knowledge again. But yeah, cracking little machines. Cordless, I mean, we sell lots and lots of cordless vacuum pumps. And so it's a way engineers want to go, and you've got some more options now from FSW UK. Hi there. There's three items I want to speak about that I didn't mention in the main video that you've just watched. And one of them is just how capable these vac pumps are, okay? So if you take the Navtech 2CFM from experience and the Colt, which is a relatively new machine to FSW, but the Navtech 2CFM is capable of doing 95% of service and installation work, provided you remove Schrader cores and provided you use high flow hoses, ideally both on the high and low side of the system. Okay, I've had instances where an engineer, through needs must, actually used a 2CFM vac pump to vac out the VRV system because he didn't have his mains voltage vac pump on the van. Okay, he obviously had to do some kind of repair where he broke into the system, recovered the refrigerant, did what he needed to do, and then obviously vac'd it and recharged it then away. But he managed to do it all on a 2CFM vac pump. I'm not saying that's the way you should go on VRVs. My personal preference would be the 4CFM. But the sales of these two vac pumps are almost 50-50, okay? The tendency is to want to go bigger because you've got this sort of worry that it might not do the job. But like I said, the 2CFM will do your cold rooms, your cellar coolers, 95% of your service and installation work. If you're unsure, go to the 4CFM, okay? But these two vacuum pumps here, the two 2CFMs are more than adequate to do 95% of your service work. If you want to step up and do VRVs or VRFs and something slightly bigger, I'm not saying chillers by any means. With big chillers, you're going to need a mains vac pump. But for VRVs, the 4CFM from Navtech is more than capable. Okay, the other thing I didn't mention, which is very, very important, is which refrigerants these vacuum pumps are capable of working with, okay? So the two Navtechs are A2L rated, okay? The Colt is A2L and A3 rated, so suitable for hydrocarbons, okay? But looking at the Makita, looking on Makita's website and looking in the manual that came in the box with this particular pump, there is no mention that the Makita is even A2L rated. Okay, which I find amazing. So just be careful. I mean, I think nowadays the tendency, the minimum standard for a vacuum pump or recovery machine is A2L. So just bear that in mind, okay? And the third and final item that I wanted to mention to you is that the Navtech vac pumps have always come with batteries, and they still do at the moment, okay, in the case that I showed you. But they're now available. Navtech have made these little battery adapters, and they'll fit Milwaukee, Makita, Panasonic, Hitachi, Bosch, DeWalt. So we've got a wide range of them in stock, okay? And what you do, the beauty of these ones is they've got the little click on. So they click in and they stay secure. You don't need to use the 2 screws like you do on the Colt adapters. And then this is a Makita adapter. So I've got a Makita 4 amp hour battery, and it just clicks on there and away to go. So I hope you enjoyed the video I filmed. Don't forget the speed test, the more in-depth video on the speed test is actually up on YouTube if you want to watch that as well. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it all. I'll speak to you all again soon. Bye now.